So this happened to me in July of this year. At the time, I lived in the Midwest in a suburban area, fairly populated near a very populated city. There was nowhere that could be considered rural within at least a 40-mile radius. It was late at night, and I was hanging out with my golden retriever Leo, who was just turning a year old in a couple of weeks. I was watching YouTube in my room while he laid on the floor next to me. It was about 12:30 a.m., and I was getting ready for bed, so I had to take him out before we both went to sleep. So I got him on his leash and we went outside. My family and I lived in a large apartment complex. The apartments have quite few rooms and their own personal garage, but still have 8 to 10 apartments per building. Behind our building is this long strip of grass that goes out about 15 feet. Then a large tree line that is 20 feet deep and about 200 feet long. Leo and I go out the front around the building as we don't have an exit to the back. We are on the second floor and we all have our own separate entrances. We make it to the back to the grassy area and I walk out into the grass with him to let him do his business. I am on my phone, not paying any attention really, and we stand there for a good minute. I realize it's been a good amount of time and notice Leo hasn't moved one bit. I turn off my phone and look at him and was looking at the other building right by the woods. He had been frozen the whole time. I pet him and he looked up at me, and when I stopped petting him, he looked straight back at the same spot. I hadn't at the time realized he was looking at that spot the whole time. Until then, I looked over to where he was looking at. My eyes were not adjusted to the darkness and only could see the shadow of the building. The only source of light was street lights about 50 feet behind us. I looked back at him and quietly chuckled because I thought he just heard a squirrel and was all perked up. It was very cute, and I then looked back at my phone. Leo, in the corner of my eye, about 15 seconds later, flinched back as if he had been startled by something and started to whine. I looked over at the spot this time, realizing now he was scared of something he saw while he had been out there. My eyes were now adjusted to the dark. I saw what he was fixated on now. In the shadow of the building right next to the corner of the wall, in front of the tree line, about 15 feet away from me, was that creature. I could only see a black outline as it was not lit up enough, but it was massive. I know how tall the building was relative to me. The creature was about 5 feet tall. That wouldn't be very tall if it were standing upright, but this thing was on all fours. The best way I can describe how it looked is when a bulldog snarls and kind of flexes its front legs when trying to intimidate. There's no way that this was any creature in the Midwest. The only creature that is remotely close to that is a black bear. But that's only way up north, nowhere near where I am in the southeastern part of my state. Plus, the max height of a black bear on all fours is 3 feet, 4 feet max, and not very broad. This thing surpassed that by a long shot and was very broad. I jumped back in fear and was just frozen after that for a solid 30 seconds, just staring at it. I then backed away slowly, keeping my eye on it the whole time. Leo then began to growl and snarl at it, and we rounded the corner. Leo has never acted aggressive like that ever before, so this just made me even more terrified. I then peeked around the corner no more than a second later, and it was gone. No noise, no shadow swiftly moving behind the building. Just gone. There's no way something could have moved behind that building so fast without a sound, especially of that size. This freaked me out even more, and I sprinted back inside the house. I really like to think I was hallucinating this, and was just tired, but it was clear as day. I have never told anyone this story before, and it still freaks me out to this day.